Okay, good morning, everybody. I'm officially bringing this conference to a starting position. How exciting is this for a Monday morning? It doesn't even feel like a Monday morning. I literally can't stop smiling. I'm usually sobbing into my cornflakes at this point on a Monday, but not today. I think we all want to say how proud we are to be here today and how proud we are of Surfers Against Sewage and Finisterre. And yes, please. It's a really monumental moment. Of course, the really important thing that's happening today is that Leslie is showing her prized sheep over there. And Leslie is also an icon of mine. So I literally saw her over there before and I was like, is that Leslie? Wow. So all of these stories coming together today. And I think one of the things that defines all of this is the partnerships that have been built. So Finisterre, I remember ordering something from Finisterre years ago when they were like in a caravan, and I was like, who are these guys, honestly? And now, I mean, look at this. And the fact that they have, and I know a bit about the fashion industry because I've followed the fashion industry for over a decade, good and bad, mainly bad. And I know that to actually make partnerships, relationships with producers is so extraordinary. And they have such dignity in their partnerships. They respect people and the planet. And that is an extraordinary, extraordinary thing. And I would say the same with Surfers Against Sewage as well. So I think one of the things that underpins everything that we are talking about today, and that will be the decisive point in solving the plastic pandemic, turning the tide, as we call it, will be this factor of community, decency, and dignity in partnerships, and understanding that we let the planet set the limits, and understanding how we do that. So I think we're really in pole position this morning, and very unusually for a Monday morning, there is literally nowhere on earth that I would rather be right now. So here we go. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a very good day. Okay, so we're here to talk about the solutions for plastic, obviously. We've got an amazing lineup of speakers. I want to say thank you to everybody in this tent, because I couldn't have done my work over the last 6 months where I've been tracking plastics kind of obsessively. I don't know if my slides are on here. Yes. So I have written a book, Turning the Tide on Plastic, which is coming out in a couple of weeks, coming out shortly. You'll get a preview today. Surfers Against Sewage, Hugo's written the foreword, and it's full of practical solutions, but it's also about understanding our psychological attachment to this material. And there are a couple of things I just want to kick off with before we start, some observations. Firstly, I spoke to Emily Penn from Expedition via satellite phone a couple of nights ago. I don't know if you know Emily, but she's an incredible adventurer, feeding into scientific data sets, providing some really important evidence. She is the skipper of Sea Dragon. There's a crew on board of 26 women, most of whom have never sailed before, and they're in the North Pacific Gyre right now. Actually, I think they're in Vancouver right now, but they were in the North Pacific Gyre when I spoke to her. And to be completely honest, she sounded very down, because she said to me, in 10 years of doing this is the most plastic I have ever seen. And that just reinforced the sense that we absolutely have to act now. So a couple of observations. One of the things that I've tracked is our emotional response to plastic. And I work for a BBC show, The One Show. We have a big audience. That people do not define themselves as environmentalists or greenies or eco-warriors who watch our show, yet they are fundamentally obsessed and committed to solving the plastic crisis. It hits them in the solar plexus. Like, I've seen grown men cry seeing plastic waste on beaches. And it's that emotional connection that really kind of has interested and intrigued me, because I think that's at the heart of the change that we're going to bring. One of the things that I think we have become really too tolerant of is really, really stupid design. So I've been at war with the shrink wrapping of coconuts since 2005. And I just want to have a brief rant about coconuts, if you will allow me. I just need to get it off my chest. Okay, so in 2005, I did a cover story for the Guardian Observer, and we took on Morrison's, who were shrink wrapping coconuts. We had a lot of back and forth. We had a lot of excuses from the retailers. And then one of them said to me, you know what, we have to shrink wrap coconuts because it's dangerous not to, because the fibrous hair might be inhaled by a child. So this was the ultimate excuse. more back and forth, and eventually they promised to stop doing it. Anyway, over the last 3 or 4 months, I've done a survey of British supermarkets, with the exception of the amazing Iceland, and we'll hear from Richard Walker later. And not only are coconuts still being shrink-wrapped, but they are on a weird perch. I don't know, is it a coconut shy? And they have a ring pull, a plastic ring pull in the top, and they are stamped with genuine coconut. Tell me where humanity has got to that we need to stamp a coconut with genuine coconut. Never mind to shrink wrap it and put it on a perch and put a ring pull in it. So my campaign that I'm also launching is called #FreeYourCoconuts. And I'm sending this challenge to all retailers in the UK to stop doing this. It is an absolute outrage. So the other thing that I just want to say very briefly is that we've been taking the temperature of the plastic pandemic and how it's affected people emotionally. And I thought this was really, really interesting. This is from Fiona Llewellyn, who has become a plastic activist in Cornwall. She thought she was doing pretty well. Ecover Products made her own low-impact household cleaner. She had solar panels. We pick up bits of plastic on the beach. And then she watched a documentary, A Plastic Planet. And honestly, I felt like a fool, she said. And this, I think, is at the heart of my mission. Personally, this is now what I'm completely trained on doing. Let us stop making people feel foolish. This is what we have to do. We have to put the dignity back into our relationships with our community, with our planet. And the plastic pandemic is a sign to me of an undignified relationship. So that's where I am at. But enough about where I'm at, because we've got an amazing set of speakers today. They are each going to speak for about 15 minutes because we're on a very tight schedule, as you all know.